In light of both the negative health consequences resulting from the ever escalating obesity rates worldwide and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals by 2030 relating to climate change mitigation and non communicable disease reduction, it's been highlighted that healthier ways of eating that are environmentally friendly, culturally acceptable, safe, equitable, affordable, safe, and accessible could be one way to tackle these problems simultaneously. Accordingly, for the first time, recent research has explored one such diet to see if it could aid public health while helping the environment at the same time: the Atlantic diet. Therefore, today we'll be explaining what the diet entails and the study's main findings. But first, as always, please take note of our disclaimer. Like the Mediterranean diet, which name stems from the regular eating habits of people living in countries surrounding the Mediterranean Sea, the Atlantic diet, also referred to as the Southern European Atlantic diet, got its name from being a traditional dietary pattern of those residing along the Atlantic Ocean in northern Portugal and northwestern Spain. While the two diets are both up there with the healthiest ways of eating globally, and similarly include whole, unprocessed, and fresh foods, including veggies and fruits, nuts, whole grains, fish, dairy, eggs, olive oil, and other seasonal nutrition sources, there are some differences. The first is that the Atlantic diet has been said to promote communal eating even more so than that of the Mediterranean diet, which is very beneficial since people are more likely to stick to a diet when sharing meals with people who are eating the same thing. The second is that the Atlantic diet centers on preparing food in ways that promote good nutrition, like stewing more in particular. Stewing is excellent because you don't just consume the meal's ingredients, but also the water it was cooked in, preserving precious nutrients and flavour in the process. And last, and maybe the biggest difference between the two, is the inclusion of more carbohydrates, red meat, and animal products meal to meal on the Atlantic diet's end. Regarding how the Atlantic diet may help health exactly then, the researchers of the study hypothesized that it may do so by combating metabolic syndrome, a problem that 1 in 3 Americans has been estimated to be facing. This is a cluster of 5 risk factors that heighten your risk for diabetes, heart disease, stroke, and other disorders. They are high blood sugar, high blood pressure, high triglycerides, low HDL cholesterol, and abdominal obesity. When a person has 3 or more of these, they are diagnosed as having metabolic syndrome. On a quick side note though, if you'd like to undertake our evidence-based and results-backed personalized Plato weight management program, please click the link in the top right-hand corner of the video or follow the link in our description. And then, about how the diet may help the environment, it's been thought that it may do so by lowering our carbon footprint. Your carbon footprint is how much carbon dioxide you release into the atmosphere due to your activities. One of the reasons the Atlantic diet may be beneficial in lowering this is simply because people are more likely to eat together, as we spoke about a few moments ago. This is because increasing the number of servings cooked simultaneously requires less daily energy than individually. Yet these advantages of the diet are all well and good in theory, so let's see what the study results show. The study was conducted by Cambasis Franco et al. On 231 families split into 2 groups over 6 months. One group underwent the Atlantic diet and was given cooking classes, written supporting material, and educational sessions, while the other just continued with their regular eating habits. Indeed, the study's results showed that the Atlantic diet is helpful for metabolic syndrome, lowering its prevalence by as much as a third among participants. Yet the diet was not found to reduce the carbon footprint of the subjects significantly. The researchers explained that one of the main reasons for this shortcoming was that there was not enough participants included in the study, and hypothesized that if so, there could be a significant finding. Nevertheless, this is only speculative, until more long-term and more extensive scale studies are done to confirm this. And it's also questionable whether the Mediterranean diet itself may be more effective for metabolic syndrome and the environment. A study by Gonzalez Garcia et al. In 2020 found that, on average, people who adopted a Mediterranean diet consumed almost 450 calories less day to day than the Atlantic diet, which is relevant as the improvement of metabolic syndrome is closely related to decrease in calories and ultimately fat storage. Also, the researchers found that the Mediterranean diet was 20% cheaper on average than the Atlantic diet, making it easier budget-wise for you to stick with the former rather than the latter. Further, since diets that are low in plant-based products and high in animal-based foods are the greatest contributors to greenhouse gas emissions from a food standpoint, it is reasonable to say that the Mediterranean diet could be better for the environment this way too. Data collected by Gonzalez Garcia supports this, with the GHG emissions of the Mediterranean diet being around 20% less than that of the Atlantic diet. But what's your thoughts on the matter? Have you anything to add? We'd love to hear from you in the comments section down below. Additionally, if you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. So that has been our video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.